Hey Richard, what's the number one reason a digital product just doesn't sell?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, first off, let me just reverse it and tell you in what type of situation would it, no matter what, be basically 100% success rate of being able to sell a digital product? By explaining it this way, I think I'm going to help you answer your question, but it's important for you to see this context. So, if you look at a really famous influencer, anyone famous, let's say it's Kim Kardashian, right? Celebrity, Kanye West, a rapper, famous athlete, celebrity. If they said, "Hey guys, let's just use Kim Kardashian for an example, right? She's in the beauty niche, right? Her sister's got the whole makeup stuff, right? A lot of women see her in terms of like a fashion and beauty, in terms of her as an influencer, right? If she said, "I'm making a new $97 course, teaching people exactly how to have my skincare routine and how I've been able to look continually young, like I'm 21, 22 years old, no wrinkles on my face, and do this without any harsh chemicals," and she sold it for $97, do you think she'd make at least a few sales? Why is that?
She just has such a big audience.
It's the audience. The first thing that comes to mind is because she's famous, right? And I know you're thinking, well, yeah, exactly, but that wouldn't work for me because I don't have any followers. Exactly. So hang with me here because I'll show you how this will work even if you have 0 followers right now. The point with Kim is she has millions and millions of followers, but then on top of that, so you got your audience in terms of volume, right? High volume, high number of followers. But on top of that, there's also a match between the audience and what they're interested in and what the offer is that I just said, which is a skincare routine, right? And by the way, Kim, if you ever watch this video and you make it, I charge my royalties, right? So just send me over a couple of percentage points of what you make. Joking. And that's the reason why it works. She has an audience of people that know, like, and trust her, right? That's what we call the KLT factor. And she has an offer that matches with the audience. I call that a product audience fit. Okay, people talk about PMF, product market fits. I talk about product audience fits. You need to match the product that you sell to the audience that you build. Because the market almost doesn't really matter because the audience that you build is ultimately what dictates the product that you sell and if it is sellable. So to bring it back to your question, which if I remember correctly, is what are the reasons a product will not sell? Is that right?
Yes?
From that explanation that I just said, we can do these 2 things. If you don't have traffic, meaning you don't have followers that actually build a relationship with you, well, guess what? It doesn't matter what anything you sell, you're not going to sell anything because you don't have traffic. And the second thing is if you've built up the traffic, you have a post that goes viral or semi-viral and it gets 5,000, 10,000 views or heck, 100,000 views, which is not very hard to do, by the way, on Instagram or TikTok. Short form content pops off like crazy, especially when you have a brand new account. But if you don't have the traffic, nothing matters. But even if you have traffic, if you don't have a product that matches them, then it also doesn't matter. So for example, if you start posting content on fitness, on working out, on motivation, on losing weight, on staying consistent, and it's all gym, health, motivation related content, but then you sell a product teaching skincare, no one would buy your product. Even if you had 100,000 followers, I would probably make a bet you'd make little to no sales if you sold a skincare product. Why? Because you don't have product audience fits. So the 2 key things here that we can take from this is 1, you need to have an audience of followers that know, like, and trust you. And that's why posting content is king and posting quality content is even more king. And then you need to give them an offer of something that matches that. You do those 2 things, you'll be able to sell a product. You don't have either of those things and it won't sell.